I'm going to wait about 10 seconds here for the feed to start being uploaded to all of the destinations. I have 3 destinations, 2 Facebook destinations, and 1 YouTube destination. So the 2 Facebooks, there's my actual page, which is Highly Evolved Love on Facebook. It's a picture of an upside down American flag that says Nation in Distress on it. And the other page I am streaming to is Open Mind Productions Cognizant Sapience, which is also on Facebook. The third and final destination that I am streaming to is my YouTube channel, which is found at just Cognizant Sapience. And it is a picture of a guy on a train or a bus, and the picture is cut in half. And on one side it says everything's an illusion, and he's looking at a obviously an illusion picture. And on the other side, the same guy says everything's an illusion, and he's looking outside at nature. So it gets you thinking, just the picture itself. Anyways, what this episode is going to be on is Ascension mechanics, proper merkaba building, Ascension, and some other things that I am going to probably get into while I'm talking. All right. Now, who has ever heard Earth is basically a refugee planet, or a slave planet, or a place where all these other intergalactic and cosmic beings had came here to either A, fight a war that has been raging for billions of years, B, to seek refuge from extinction, or C, came to harvest our planet, or D, all of the above. It's a no-brainer. You can look around in society. You can look at people's shorts that they make, their little clips. You can look at other channels, and they aren't even close to doing what they're supposed to be doing while we're here this time. All right. We have purpose. I don't know about anybody else, but I know I'm pretty damn human. All right. I'm not anything else that I'm aware of. And if I was, I would claim that shit. Other than that, we all know about the hybridization programs that have been also going on for the same amount of time, billions of years. All right. There is no doubt that, okay, you have to look at it in perspective. You have to look at it from everything that has ever happened, from the dawning of civilization, from the emergence of the first life on this world. Now we have to look at everything in sequence, but it's already happened, and we have to live like it has already happened, like we've already lived through it, just not this time around. We've already survived the drama, the initial betrayal. All right, we've lived through that shit. We are now living through the final days of this huge drama that has been in play for billions of years, since the cradle of Lyra. All right, there's so much that I can go over that will blow your guys' minds, but I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm going to cover the basics. All right, the basics, the important information that I find is important, like the keys that you can unlock hidden doors with. You know, only the human lineages of the original 12 tribes, which were at 12 specific locations on the planet. And if you know what the tribes are that I'm talking about, this isn't the tribes of Israel. All right. These are the tribes of the American, or not the American, the human angelic bloodlines, right? The Maji Grail bloodlines. All right. When these invasions happened back around the time and before Atlantis, they had came here to seek repair of their fallen races. All right. So there's something called an Aeoni priest, which is basically, this word is well overused on this planet or in this reality, but it's the word ascended master. All right. An Aeoni priest is basically an ascended master who has lived through these reincarnations. They've figured out what it is that we have to do in order to get out of this rebirth cycle. All right. A lot of that has to do with certain frequency blockades in play, and these are reversing the universal cosmic frequencies and the cosmic light rays from reaching us down here in the third density. All right. A lot of us, yes, we are still in the third density, even though our minds and our consciousness may be ascended further than that. If you get what I'm saying. Like, ascension is not just a physical thing. It is a conscious and a soul spirit integration process that evolves you as a being of eternity, of infinite, perpetual, endless power and potential, if you just put your damn mind to it. You know, I'm not going to sit here and preach about what Jesus taught, because I know a lot of people who are atheists and all that, they don't believe in those teachings. Well, I happen to let you know I don't believe in that either, but the teachings really hit close to home. All right. You have to be fruitful. Absolutely be fruitful. You have to STO, which is service to others. And this is not like derogatory services. This is like what I'm doing right now is I'm serving a service to others by making a podcast of informational data where others can learn from it and do their own research, which will ultimately lead them to their own conclusions where they can make a conscious choice of their next step. I'm going to reference some things out of the Bible during this podcast. First one is the 3 paths in Genesis. All right. This is explaining the 3 paths that you can walk. 2 of them are negative and 1 of them is positive. The road to success is a very fine and narrow road. All right. But the road to riches and fame and, gluttonous success, which is service to self type stuff. Yes, anybody can rise to stardom and be famous and be known for something. But would you rather be known to be infamous for your deeds done towards others where it benefited yourself only? Or would you rather be known as a service of others where you successfully executed the examples of what we have been taught over the centuries? Be fruitful, multiply that fruit tenfold your first day, which means do 10 good deeds for 10 different people. All right. Don't expect anything in return. Right? That's what the service to others is about. You serve them, they grow spiritually because they are receiving unconditional love. Right? They are receiving the ultimate gift of being served for free. Served isn't anything. Offered help. Serve them up a dose of divinity. Not divinity, but divinity. D-I-V-I-N-E, not D-E-V-I-N-E. There's difference in context, difference in spelling. Sounds the same. Anyways, with this being said, we have lots of work to do. And I see everybody, looking on their phones at their phone screens constantly, watching TV constantly, watching mainstream garbage that is not even close to the truth. All right. It's a fractal of the truth, but it is then highly distorted and manipulated and perverse into a negative message, a negative frequency, where it is basically siphoning the life energy out of everybody who pays attention to it. All right. Now, take me, for example. I've aged quite a bit this year. And that is because I am being abused. Not physically, mentally and emotionally, which is well more detrimental than the physical abuse. Like I've told people a million times now, I would rather get beat up physically than to go through one more day of manipulated mental and emotional pain. Yes, it is painful. It's not a physical pain. It is a deep internal void. Like it feels like a ball of nothingness, but it's pressure, and it pulls downwards on your heart or your chest into the pits of your stomach. That is how you know it is something pulling you down. Right? It's a heavy feeling. It is not helping you become better. It's keeping you in a lower vibration. When we feed into these gaslights from these specific breeds of humans, all right, species of human is what I call it now, because we're dealing with a species thing here. We're not dealing with a race or nationality. We are dealing with a species. All right, what species of humans do we need to filter out of our our holy lands, which this whole world was holy at one time? Until these invaders came, destroyed our natural holy temples upon the world, the shrines and all that. It talks about this in the Old Testament, okay? They slaughtered every priest, every seer, every spiritual person, every prophet, anybody that was speaking or worshiping nature, the energies, they did not give a shit. They wanted complete control. So the Old Testament is basically telling the story of the invaders when they came here and started slaughtering off the men and the boys and stealing the women and children, the daughters, and keeping them as breeder vessels so they could mix with the human angelic lineage to gain the codes within the blood, okay? The keys to the kingdom are already within you. You need to find them. All right, that's an old saying. The keys to the kingdom are within you. The fuck does that mean? It means it's in your blood, yo. Your blood holds the key to your salvation. Your blood is the currency to get you out of this fucking mess that we are all in. I'm not lying. I've done enough research. I have found the proper tools that I need. I'm saved. I am saved. I've found out the truth, and it is devastating at first, but once you look at it from a non-biased, a non-judgmental perspective, you can see how there is no good and bad with the universe. It is all just. It is a balance. It is, giving and taking. It is parasitic. It is also death and life all in one. It's a cycle. And right now we're entering the cycle of when these Ascension stargates open up. which it's also referenced in the Bible 28 different times about gatekeepers. All right. And these aren't gatekeepers as in like the ones who are monitoring your account. No, I'm talking about actual gates. All right. Gateways to other places. All right. Which most of these invaders, yes, I am sure that they have gained access to the first or to 7 of them at least. But the higher up ranking portals right now, they are repairing. They, as in our side, the Emerald Covenant side, is repairing these energy centers on the world, like basically where the energy vortexes are, like Sedona and the Great Pyramid in Cairo. These are sitting on major vortices of energy, and what has happened is that the invaders reversed these frequencies by using crystalline rods from planet Nibiru. All right, and they placed them very specifically, placed them in spots along these ley lines, where these ley lines go right up to and through these energy centers on the planet called chakras. All right, they've named them chakras because we also have chakras of our bodies. All right, but there's way more than 7 chakras. All right, those are just the base 7 chakras. Those are the ones you need to activate in order to activate the other 278 or so chakras of your body. Each finger has a chakra. Each palm, your wrist, the bend of your elbow, the bottoms of your feet, you know, those all have sacred energy centers that are closed off, right? If you notice, the human DNA strand has 48 spots, but only, let's see, they have them all plugged up past 12. Right? There's certain ones that are plugged, basically like closed off, sealed. And this is what they say, you need to open your seals. Excuse me. Opening the seals is also how you purge off these curses and these spells that they have placed upon our genetic coding. All right, they have diluted us beyond a doubt. Like, my dreams and my reality don't mix. They don't match. All right, they don't match. They don't line up. There's something fucking going on here. All right, I haven't dreamt in months. All right, when I do go to sleep anymore, I wake myself up whining like a puppy dog, like, or screaming out loud, you know. And those types of subliminal noises and stuff, that is a tall tale sign of mental and emotional abuse, because your conscious mind absorbs things, and we challenge certain things in our conscious mind with other people, but our subconscious mind is where all the magic happens. Our subconscious is more powerful than our conscious mind. See, like, I always get answers from my dreams. My subconscious mind is pretty just like in duress right now, because I've been for quite a while I've been made to feel insignificant, which I know I'm not. I've been made to feel worthless, like, or unappreciated, even though these people will say that they've appreciated me. Well, why don't you show me the appreciation instead of just saying it, you know? Yeah, I don't mind being complimented on my good deeds, but to chastise me over my good deeds that I share with others, you're never going to get me to stop being a service to other people. That's my whole fucking purpose on this planet. Yeah, and I may be claiming that I'm a righteous man, and I'm not going to say I'm godly, because I don't believe in the biblical or the physical God. I believe in a living God, yes. So I will contradict myself in that spot. I don't believe that there's a big, huge man up there watching me and will scold me, spite me, and send me to hell if I say fuck you to him. Why are you allowing this to fucking happen, you ass? If there was some supreme being that was in control of all of this shit, why the fuck would it allow all this bad shit to happen? That's what I'm wanting to know. Oh, God will never give you more than you can handle. The fuck he won't, man. That's not. This is natural, okay? If we had no churches, no corruption, nobody preaching of a singular God, what would we believe in? Imagine yourself now for a minute out in nature. You were born in the woods. There's no like modern day society or civilizations anywhere, not close anyway, but you have you and your clan. That's it. Now, you have no outside influence of any types of gods or goddesses or, what have you. Other than the leaders of your village or your clan that guide the people in the direction that the village or the clan is going to go in. What accomplishments are they going to make? All right. Now, this is where I'm going to go deeper. Imagine yourself in that scenario, but you're surrounded with all this natural beauty, like, nature, animals, trees, creeks, beautiful grass, flowers growing everywhere. You can hear the buzzing of the bees landing in the flowers. You can hear the crickets in the grass. You can see the little bugs poking their faces out of the holes that they're digging. And what would you really have to believe in if it wasn't already yourself and the natural world? Because all this life came from somewhere, right? It just didn't go poof and it appeared here. No, it showed up and became manifest through the evolution and the ascension of matter. So when we take matter and we combine it together, it's basically, okay, we got like a magnet in the middle, and all the other metals on the outside of the magnet are being drawn to that magnet, and they are adding themselves together to create a mass object that keeps getting bigger as it collects more atoms or whatever, metals. So eventually we got this ball, right? We got this ball. It's got these metals in it. And pretty soon we've got these metals heat up. And as these metals heat up, they create a liquid type of molten sea, right? A molten sea of like molten rock and metal because it's so hot, because it's friction, right? The friction is creating it to get hot, so it melts the matter into pockets of, deposited minerals and all that in certain areas. And then all of a sudden it rains. And it starts raining. And it continues to rain. All that rain, it creates mud. And that mud then covers the surface of the planet. And that mud, eventually, we get plant life growing in this mud. And we have trees growing in this mud. And these trees grew ginormous. Right? These trees were miles tall. They touched the canopy. I wrote about this in my book. And so what we got is we have a world that's a virgin, basically. There's nothing on it at this stage. And eventually we have life starting to emerge from the oceans. We have fish. We have single-celled organisms that grew into fish eventually. And eventually, like, there was a catastrophic event that happened in the heavens where two planets collided. They blew up one of them. Who's they? Well, we'll get into that in a minute. So they are the invasives that are here still. You got to really be careful on what you reveal about these invasives now. You don't want to get your ass blasted off or picked off by satellites in space, in orbit. And that's how they picked off Michael Jackson, with a laser from space. Can't really talk right now. So I will come back on a little bit later and we'll talk about this some more. We will continue where we left off. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.